Like
Right,
one of these
so
days I'll actually rebuild my Hedgie. Maybe I was like, you know what? No, no, I think now's finally the time.
so for your account at the moment for your Hedgie, I would just build in high accuracy and keep the critical rate low as possible.
Right.
The reason you'd keep the critical rate low as possible is because most speed champions, which is where you'd use your Hedgie
Have
the
reaction
most,
gear.
the arbiters, we're gonna say Kimmies now, maybe some Kaimars, which they shouldn't do it, but they do sometimes, and Sifis is they're using timing intervention. I think that's the
Oh
mastery that
yeah.
we want to cover. And if you crit on it, then they are likely to jump in ahead of them for turn meter. So if you can just bring it up on your screen,
Yeah,
which
where is that
is
one? I'm trying to remember.
not time intervention. I think it's that one you gotta click on that one.
Cycle.
Yeah, so we have critical hits from a single skill. You see on the bottom. So
Yeah.
it's actually cycle revenge, not time intervention.
Okay.
A lot of people have that on the
Yeah, well,
speed
that's one
champions.
of the typical. Well, actually, no. I guess the meta used to be this retribution and this, but now I guess it's
Yeah, so
okay.
like on any speed champions, I always put this one and time intervention.
Okay.
So even Lady Kimmy's, I've got that on some accounts. So
Oh yeah. Should
if
we
you
redo my
create,
masteries?
um, I will send you some offline
Okay. Yeah,
because
that'd
if
be
you
easier.
sharing, I don't want to share too much information on here because if
Right.
you are pushing for plat, your gear is not super intense. So let's keep that undertone.
Okay. Okay.
Luckily, I can't attack you because of a claw, easy fun. But yeah, so I would definitely would go Eagle Eye though, tier 6, and you don't want no critical rate on him. So you want to be missing
Okay.
out critical
Attack.
rate so as much as possible. I
So is
wouldn't
this a time
worry.
for attack percentage gloves? Finally,
Um,
besides bombs.
if it's got the highest accuracy, you could consider it because obviously I would. If it was
So don't
me,
even worry really about the damage. Just focus the accuracy.
yeah, you don't want no damage on him because you're not gonna do no damage anyway because you've got no critical rate.
Well, I mean, if
So,
you have super high attack but no crit, at some point, I mean, it's gotta help. You know what I mean?
but
Like,
you still have to crit to do the damage. That
yeah, it's
makes
still not gonna be
sense.
worth. It's not the equivalent. Like, you can't
Yeah,
because
so
you kind of get capped with attack. Like, you can't have like 9,000 attack, and it's really not gonna be that much different than if you had only like 6,000 or whatever,
yeah, so
right?
I would literally just worry about accuracy on him, and you could
Okay.
worry about speed as well if you wanted to use your hedgies to be faster in their hedgies. But personally, I don't think you've got the gear to make him fast as possible, as well as trying to gear your
Yeah, Warlord
warlords
and Valk
and Valkyrie, which for me are more important to do.
to be fast and the right
You
speeds.
could
Yeah.
look at, yeah, you could still look at a stun set days or CC set
Oh yeah, it was
if you
CC
wanted
Hajimon.
to.
I was gonna say if I do have the good enough stun gear, is it worth it's worth it?
Yeah, the one thing you could do if you wanted to is a lot of people, well, some people are running Relentless now, which I
Oh
think
yeah.
if the RNG procs, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that's fun. I
If
gotta
you drop
see.
the turn meter back with the A1 because you want to set the A1 first,
I've got some
and
shiny
then
waiting. Oh, not enough
um,
though. Darn it. Darn it.
I would probably actually be looking at the counter attacks if you can get it on him.
This is what yeah, I was actually thinking this. Not these. Not reaction because he's going first anyway. I
Hmm
was thinking this counterattack one. So the
And
Revenger.
even if reaction procs on Hedgie, I don't think he'll do anything because he's such a last cannon.
Yeah,
Like I
that's
think
true.
probably
He's probably gonna die
unless
anyway.
yeah, if you're getting attacked by like a candy or something,
Oh,
they're
here we
still gonna
go. We
wipe
do have
him
a
anyway.
potential for accuracy roll on this one as well, so that's good. I'll have to roll that
Exactly.
up.
Yeah. So like anything, so I'd build him high accuracy. Try get a CC set if you can.
Okay.
I do actually like the idea of putting him in relentless because the A2 would be nice to get down
I might,
afterwards.
because the only relentless gear I use right now is just like I think well, it's all my like support people or Thane. So I don't know that a lot of it
Hmm
would be used that has like high accuracy necessarily.
Yeah. And
Well,
if
I
you're
don't have
gonna
an
use any
accuracy
CC
chest.
set, use
Hmm.
your stun. Don't use provoke
Right.
because you'll get
Yeah, it's
attacked.
expecting people to hit you. Yeah.
Yeah, not a good idea. I don't know why people run provoke on him unless you're running a fat shield, but I would go stun or daze. I would rather use daze um over provoke for Hedgie, to be honest.
Okay.
Um, I don't recommend daze really, but if
If
that's
if
what you
if
got, that's
it's
what you
enough,
got.
yeah. If you don't have good enough stun, but at least it's something is better than nothing as far as the
Yeah,
crowd control if
and
you can get it.
still aim for 500 accuracy.
Because
I
the
think
good
that's
thing
your
is at least the set is not related to accuracies, so you don't have to worry if they have high resist. It's just
yeah,
a pure
exactly.
chance, so that's just an extra chance to actually land crowd control.
You're not gonna have high resistance on fast teams,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
that's what
I
you need to
try
remember.
like my if I have the opportunity, I'm gonna put I think I have a resistance banner on. Yeah, like I tried if I could, if I had to double resist this versus other stuff, I kind of went resist on
Yeah,
there,
but
but then it's not high enough to really this like isn't high enough to do anything in
exactly,
high up. Yeah,
exactly. If you got full like my Nuke and Torment has 400 accuracy, so it's a hybrid, and it still
yeah,
works like a treat all the time because
that's true.
I use my Torments the same way as you use your Hedgie, unless there's a Sifu. Um, so yeah, I think we covered the Hedgie department. I still do recommend Nuke and Torments on lower people's accounts if they're just trying to get to Gold One, depending on what other champions they've got available. I know it's not really meta or anything, but if they're not
Hmm.
pushing for plat and they're just looking for general
Wait,
advice, I
yeah.
do recommend it sometimes, depending on what they got. Because like I do try and incorporate Hedgie in the main teams as well. Gorgo's amazing. I wouldn't sleep on him. Probably he's massively underrated.
And I have all these reaction pieces too, so I guess if he fit into
Yeah,
a go second piece, that's gonna help team. I mean, that's gonna help for sure. But I mean,
yeah.
it depends. I mean,
Refreshes
obviously, yeah,
refresh
refresh
is
is
underrated
awesome.
as well.
Yeah,
I do think it's worth pushing into Gold One, just because like if you want to get better rewards.
that's
And the
true. The
one thing,
bazaar, those artifacts are so good.
even if they're saving up just for the sacred shard,
It's
it's one extra
true.
sacred shard every month. Especially losing it for the dailies and stuff like that. Like you can't if you want to be free to play or spender, then that's a good way of getting a sacred shard. Mountain Kings are really good. I have
Yeah,
mine in
he's so
Savage. I have
fun.
one in Shield. I do want to move the second one into um, I do want to move my second
Relentless.
one into Relentless, just so I
Yeah,
can
I'll
swap
see if
them
I
in
have the
between.
relentless gear. If not, then I'll probably try savage. That
Yeah,
sounds fun.
so
Cause that'd be
the
freaking.
one,
I mean, cause if he's the only damage dealer on that team, it's gonna take a little bit of time to go through. So that could help speed things up a little bit.
yeah, and he also does an org 50% defense on his A2,
Yes, you want that
so
A2 to
that's
come
worth
back
pointing
around.
out. Um, and like, yeah, he's just super cool champion. I do like him.
I wish I
If
had
he could get the
refresh
relentless
accessories
proc,
for him. Ugh, I don't.
yeah, refresh could be
Would have been
nice.
nice.
I have reaction on mine because I was lucky enough to get the HP rolls.
I got a blood
Um,
shield on him because, well, his HP's crazy and that's not gonna. And he's gonna do
yeah,
high
like Blood
damage.
Shield would actually be quite
But
nice to know actually before about it.
yeah.
But if
I do
you
have
if
one attack reaction ring because I have multiple attack dwarf ones. Apparently, they're just helping my trund out. But
Yeah, I do run a tack amulet on my Torment, just for plat defense. I swap it out for critical damage after the last 15 minutes
see,
because I
you could
got
tell
two
I was.
pieces of action,
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
you know. So
You could
it's
tell
just
I'm
a
trying to
higher
push resistance
chance.
like indirectly here. A lot of
Um,
my people have resistance that for arena, but it's like he only
yeah,
has. Well, he has 325. It's not absolutely terrible, but it's not going to help in the serious.
but you also think of all the Lady Kimmies now are available for everyone. Being guaranteed champion resistance is
Oh
just totally in the
yeah.
water. And
Okay.
also another one that I want to point out, which is underrated, is Yoshi, because Yoshi does the same kind of thing really with the
Right. I
increased
have heard
accuracy.
of people using him a lot in arena, and I haven't. I
Yeah,
have one,
I
of
used to run
course.
him a lot. I used to run him a lot. So Yoshi can also do that as well. Like if you're struggling for attack, because do you have Lady Kimmy
No, I
or
don't.
no? So you could use Yoshi for a second man of series if you were struggling. So you could go Yoshi because he's got speed lead as well. It might even be worth trying to test out your Yoshi with your Sifu because that will give you a speed lead, increase accuracy, so that'd be extra buff
That's
for
yeah,
Solus
cool.
to hit, and then Madam Series. Um, and the good thing about having a second CP is you could afford to make it a little bit slower in Swift Parry, and that'll make the
Hmm.
speed tuning a lot easier.
Yeah, I think
So
my second Siffy is 310. I think something like that.
yeah, so it's a lot easier to speed tune
More
without,
vanilla.
yeah, which would be kind of crazy. And I think this could get a few people out because he does put True Fear on as well. Like my Yoshi's fully built, and I built him straight away. And it also has well, there's attack up. So if you don't have a Solus and you have a Trunda,
Hmm.
then that's also worth pointing out because when you're doing plat or high end tag team arena, if you can bring attack up, that's huge. Um, so yeah, and then for Solus, if you can get defense boots on him, and again your CV's not crazy fast, then that would be really cool as well. I don't know what your defense boots are looking like, but obviously make sure the speed
Yeah, I
tune is
might.
there.
That mean I have a lot of defense boots from the days of Clan Boss doing a traditional team. So I was always saving
Hmm.
defense boots with speed was just kind of a thing that I would save a lot. So
Yeah, like even if you just got a broken set on
I
there,
have an
we
accuracy one with two. So there's that.
I would probably go for the speed set to be honest.
Oh right, because
Depending
we're
on
not
what.
doing with Solus. We're just doing damage anyway.
Yeah, like a little bit of accuracy won't hurt
Yeah,
if you get
and
it in
maybe at
there,
least
but
enough to get him up so you could use him in other parts of the game and have it land. Like,
yeah, well, I would probably just swap out gear for that to be honest.
that's very true.
Um,
It's just a matter of swapping out a banner or a boot or something. That's very true.
yeah, like for me, I swap out my Duchess sometimes for the second rotation because high resist Duchess is quite nice to have,
Oh,
especially if you don't have.
I have two pairs of Savage defense boots. Maybe that's
Hmm.
something. I should just get Savage
Yeah,
Solus. I probably could.
yeah.
I don't use defense Savage on anybody else right now.
I would definitely would get him in Savage over
That
Mountain
sounds
King.
fun. Okay.
So because like I said, like Solus needs much damage as possible to be made good. Um, so I definitely would test it out, and I think that would get a lot of people out with the Yoshi because they're probably and
Wait, in
um,
building Yoshi. Wait, I guess Yoshi. Where is he then?
yeah, like when you get to it, I definitely would build Yoshi.
Yeah, I can put him like on my radar of like next people to build out like in CVC and stuff. Because
Yeah,
for now
because
I'm
if you
probably gonna
use
just move gear around and not and maybe
yes,
level up a little. But I try not to do too much when it's not CVC or when there's not an event
hmm
at least to make it worth it.
but
So
it's always good to try and do the 5 a day and try get some practice because the
that's
one thing you're
true.
gonna struggle with is once you like the thing with tag team when you rebuild all your champions to try and work everywhere, you kind of got to
Yeah, it's
learn
hard.
the weaknesses and the strengths again.
Hmm.
And even for the best players, we have to like for me, I'm still playing a lot with Rio in some sense because I've had her in multiple builds
Yeah, I wish
and
I had
I've
her.
got
She
so
seems
many.
fun.
Yeah, I've got so many champions that I favor over to, for example, Sifi and Cardio. I don't know why I favor them over them. I think Cardio because of the Tormans and Sifi just because she has turn meter in the kit as well, and it's just amazing. Um, so with your Yoshi though, that I want to point out is he has increased accuracy, right? So
Hmm.
your Madam series, which will be second Madam series, would have lower accuracy. So the
That's
increased
true.
accuracy would be really good. And you'll be surprised,
Okay.
there's a lot of people running high resist teams in tag teams still that
What
don't
are
think.
what was it that people used to always put Saris in? Was it? I feel like it was immunity, but it doesn't
Y-
sound right. Or
Yeah,
what?
like when you've got Yoshi and you've got Sifi, you're gonna outrun them anyway.
Oh,
And
that's true too.
you don't, and like your account doesn't really need
No,
immunity.
I like it
Like
on
my,
Cardio. That makes sense. He's a AoE cleanser.
yeah, like cardio, like for arena, you shouldn't be building him any different. Like resistance is dead. Forget about resistance.
Yeah.
It has to be an immunity. Mine's
Yep.
untouchable, so
Yeah, I'm
just makes him amazing.
untouchable as well. How would you? What's best for Yoshi then? Just is he just another high accuracy, high speed? Like it's just
Speed
high speed.
tune him, yeah,
Oh yeah,
speed
he's
tune
gonna need to
him,
be
high
speed tuned. Yeah,
accuracy.
yeah. Making sure that is it.
Because if you can land the true fears as well, then that's
Okay.
cool. And then go probably evil eye or timely
Oh
intervention.
yeah. Okay.
So I would probably go evil eye just so it can land the true fears. Just in case
And
like you
let's
go.
see. Oh yeah, Evil Eye. Yeah, down here. Eagle Eye or the the
Yeah,
main
Eagle Eye
what's timely? Oh,
or
timely
Timely.
interventions for that. Okay, so
Yeah,
support tree. And all these champions were focusing so heavy on masteries.
accuracy.
What is it? I guess the defense stuff is a lot of this stuff dead now because of reaction gear and all that stuff. Is a lot of that old
Um,
traditional arena
I think at
defense
the
kind of
moment
stuff.
accuracy. I think overall at the moment accuracy is just so much required in everything you
Yeah.
do in the game. I think for me, support tree is always first, depending on the champions. And I don't really go for offense because if you're not building up for damage, I just see it's
Yeah, only if
pointless.
they're just the damage dealer.
Yeah, so like for example, some champions have buffs on their A1s like Lydia, and I
Hmm.
think Retribution sometimes is just nice.
Okay.
I've never actually noticed if Retribution works with Sifi's A1 for sleep. I never actually
Oh,
paid
right.
attention
Okay.
to it. So you could try and test that, see if that works. One thing I would like to point out actually, now we're on Sifi topic, is in the tanky teams when they're using Sifis, people
Hmm.
are actually setting Sifi for the A1 first. So instead of
So,
speeding up and
uh-huh.
putting all the buffs up, she's A1 in for the sleep, which would
To
normally go
sleep
to your
their
nuker.
booster.
Yeah, and if someone's not expecting it, that could be a problem or two, you know? Like
Okay.
imagine if you're speeding up and your Trundle's asleep. If you don't have a AoE sleep
That's true
champion
too.
cleanser in
Yeah.
there or anything, you're kind of in trouble because your
You could
Trundle's
kind
gonna
of
wake
knock
up.
anyone
Yeah, so
out.
that could
Yeah.
be a little bit quirky thing you could do with one of your CFs. Just the one thing that I'll add in for people that want to build for tag team is most important for me is trying to build your champions that can be swapped around with your
Yeah.
teams. So like having like two, for example, you can have your Warlord, Hedgie, and Valkyrie is the main three that you can swap. You don't need to do that many if they just want gold one. You just need one or two. And speed leads are really important. So if you have a Gorgonrath or a Kaimar or a Lady Kimmy or something like that, that you can
Yeah.
use, build them fast. Two speed teams is nice, and it's easy to build speed
True.
teams.
Oh, she's Doom
Um,
Tower. Yep. I
yeah,
actually
if
have a
you,
Skull Crown that is unused. Do you find any place for Skull Crown with my roster, or not necessarily?
I actually still use Blender sometimes, and you have
I
Cardio,
have Cardio,
right?
the Ultimate Blender Champion.
Right,
I probably
so
should just build it for fun, but then
yeah,
Sippy.
so
No,
I
then I'm expecting my Arbiter to be my fastest champion, which is not the case, right?
yeah, but that actually makes it easier for you to speed tune your
Oh,
um
that's true.
cardio, right? So as long as you're not
Yeah.
being silly and going up against a speed team,
Yep.
any other team, unless it's got spirit in,
That's true.
and I
I
still
have
do
Sinacia.
recommend, yeah, I recommend blenders all the time for lower tag team because not for defense, just for
Right, for
attack
offense. Yeah.
because they don't have that niceness of having like two defense down champions available like Man Series. So you build a blender right, you don't actually need a defense no defense down champion, right? So like
Hmm.
maybe they bring might carry have like a Lydia, which I put in a shield set mostly for like dungeons and stuff. Um Obviously if you got Lady Kimmy, that's actually
I should
amazing
I should try
for
to
a
get my
team
Lydia
very well.
speed tuned right with my dungeon team to be in a shield set as well, because that would free up some of my high accuracy gear, my perception gear I have right here.
And that's what I exactly did. Like I had my Lydia at like 600 accuracy at 200 night speed, which was way overkill.
Yeah.
So I just built a third Man series and replaced Lydia altogether. And like a shield set for tag team as well is actually kind of nice to
That's
have.
true. Yeah.
So especially if you're taking on hedgies, right? If you're taking on a hedgy team, like for yourself, you could go Cardio, Lydia, um, probably Man series still, depending on the team. And you don't have a Trunda, do you? You have a Trunda, right?
Yeah, I've
So
tried to.
Trunda. So that would be amazing to have, you know. Or go Cardio,
Oh, that's true, because the
Sifi.
shield is going to absorb, or yeah, his initial hit anyway.
Yeah, so obviously Krisk is the best champion out there for that. but you're not
Yeah.
lucky enough to have
Oh
Krisk.
yeah. No, I'm not. That's one of my biggest wishes.
So Lydia is probably your best bet, or you don't have Molly, but you could pick Molly up as well in the dupe system if she's in there.
I have Molly. I have two Mollys.
Oh, okay, so you could actually build a shield set Molly, and then we not even spoke about building Molly for arena.
That's true.
Honestly, I wouldn't build her for high speed,
Okay.
and high accuracy because
I
you
have mine
have
for high. Oh, what do I have mine at right now? Probably high accuracy. Yeah, no, medium for Doom Tower
yeah.
probably.
I would just put her in the shield set. I would have 2 champions available in shield sets. Um, and if you want, yeah, I just don't see it because you're gonna have Valkyrie, you're gonna have Warlord, and you're gonna have
Oh yeah, if I don't put Mountain King in a
Gorgo.
shield set, I need someone. No, besides Lydia too, but yeah.
Yeah, so
All right,
Gorgo,
Lydia
right? So
Molly.
you're gonna have 3 champions already that can CC, and
Mhm.
Gorgo's for me is better than Molly for the CC because he strips,
Okay.
and he's void. Obviously, Warlord. Don't need to say anything about that. And then Valkyrie is very niche in certain ways. It's very good.
So what?
If you're struggling,
Let's
you
see.
could do
Oh,
it.
I still need high HP though with the shield set, and even though she's defense and whatnot, just still.
Yeah,
Or
so
is it
just
build
build
her
her.
like? Yeah.
Yeah, build her in. You use probably 1 set of resilience and 1 set of shield. As long as
Okay.
she's got good speed and high HP, that's something for
Where
your
would she fall in as a team?
mainly
Where?
against counters against hedgies.
Okay.
You know,
Oh right.
is
So yeah. So she could. Okay. Yeah. That's right. That was at the. No, I'm trying to think.
yeah, cardio.
Cardio, and then okay,
So
and
yeah, so
still
cardio
Trunda for
always goes
damage.
first. Yeah, cardio goes first. Molly Tanker second, and then Trunda it's a damage dealer. And
Okay.
then the fourth
Then
spot is depending on what you want to do. So, for example, I don't have the option, but you could use Warlord, or you could use Sanacia for the AoE strip. Not Sanacia, sorry, Tavalia for the
yeah,
AoE strip.
or
Especially if
Saris with the strip and although I have Trunda in a Savage set, so I probably don't need the decreased defense as much.
yeah,
Right?
so you could use Man Sirius as well. Like I use Man Sirius just because I like the defense
Yeah,
down for
I
extra
do. I like
security.
that too. It makes it more than likely I
Yeah,
one shot.
so you can use any of them. You could use Warlord or CC Champion. I wouldn't use Gorgo because he's a tap base, and
Oh
because
yeah.
like I've yeah, so I wouldn't use Gorgo. So if you was going to use a strip champion, you didn't have Man Sirius available, then I would be using Civalia over that.
Okay.
Because it's better for survivability. And Warlord and Trunda's just crazy for defense on her. The survivability she has compared to other nukers is just insane. And a lot of people don't actually talk about that. It's actually not a bad Trunda. But
I
if you
like my
got,
Trunda.
let's have a look at that tat though. No, don't let me do the maths. Okay, so you need to kind of pump it up another 85.
Yeah.
Get a 5k attack.
Yeah, I'm close.
Critical
She's at
damage could be a little
4,900.
bit
I'm
better.
getting there.
Yeah, critical damage could be a little bit better as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. My crit damage needs to be higher, but it's
Would
also working with what I got for Savage Gear, which is tough. But it
yeah,
was
I
the
would
highest I
probably
could get with my Savage.
yeah, I would honestly. I don't think you actually probably need the reaction pieces there because she has got great defense, but you're probably holding the attack back a little bit.
Yeah, like I
Like you
should put
can,
this banner, just make it an attack banner instead, just to push that and
yeah,
not worry about.
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Like if you had a tap banner
Oh, I
with
definitely
crazy
do.
speed,
I have
like
a
if you had
6-star right here that's not rolled, so I have a potential.
exactly. So if you can get that, you could actually probably
Oh, right here,
get
double
a
speed
better,
roll.
yeah, and then you could probably get a better, more critical damage into a kit from crawl and stuff. You know what I mean? And because you can
Yeah.
get more attack from that ring as well. Like if you can get a double attack on that ring as a 6-star piece with like
Oh yeah,
17 or 18%,
Mhm.
your Trunda's is gonna be the exact same as mine.
It's true, because my Trunda is not ever gonna be. Well, I'm really hoping I don't lose the speed race when I have Trunda in there, so so I don't have to worry about that as much as I think I do. It's more
Yeah,
like
like
the other people that you think are gonna go second that need those more.
yeah, like I actually want to try and get rid of Trunda out of my speed teams, if I'm quite honest, because I want to attack boots. Like for my Trunda
Oh
for plat.
yeah,
Like once my
I
Great Hall
think
is maxed,
don't
then
think I could do that. Yeah.
I'm gonna make Arbiter my fastest champion and go back with Sifi for defense and with Perry when I don't need her, and then that will just open her up for more for you as
Nice.
well, like to be used with my cardiac with my Kaima and Man Sirius and Trunda in attack boots. Um, I'd love to have a Solus for that, but I don't have it yet. So we'll see what the next 2 times void. That's pretty much it. Did want to
Okay.
mention for people that want to make it block buffs, attack up if they can, which you get from arbiters, duchess, a few other champions, a few block buff champions that people
Debuffs,
sleep
right? You
on.
keep saying buffs.
Yeah, debuff. Sorry. Hackcorn Smash is a great champion.
Oh, I
Don't
have
sleep on
him,
him.
yeah.
Yep. And Blind
He's
Seer as
chilling in a
well.
shield set.
Yep.
This is he
Blind
was
Seer
built
as
he's
well.
only built for me, what is it? Just for Doom
Yeah,
Tower. Or for
so
Faction Wars really, so he's
he's
getting a
actually
bunch of level
great
12
against
gear.
he's actually great against Torments and Hedgies if you put him in immunity, a bit like a
Okay.
cardio roll.
Yeah, same
And
thing. Yep.
people don't look at him in that way, and they should be. And Blind Seer as well.
Yeah, I would
Blind
assume
Seer
any
is
AoE cleanser is the perfect candidate for immunity untouchable. I don't have
yeah.
Blind Seer, I wish I had.
Blind Seer, just make her fast. So and then
Yeah.
she puts the A2 down. A lot of people put her in Relentless. Don't put her in Relentless if you're building for Arena.
There's one other champion I want to mention that I still hear people talking about quite a lot, Gerptuck, and he's been in my vault for so long. Do you have any uses for Gerptuck, or is it very niche?
Garutto's very niche, if I'm honest.
Because he's a cleanser
Like,
too.
yeah, I don't like Gertop, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I have a
Not.
max on my account, but a lot of people use him for Swift Perry still.
Okay.
And for the block debuffs and stuff, but I feel the way that you build him, you're just holding back your other champions, like your warlords
Okay.
and stuff like that, which should be built the very same way. And yeah, and I feel like if you have too many champions available for arena, you're gonna confuse yourself a lot.
That's true.
And
You're
everything.
spreading your gear too thin. Instead of having overpowered, you have everyone's just a little bit okay.
Yeah. So and no one has like money or accounts. We have great gear. We have god tier gear to most players, but
Yep.
in Gold 4, honestly, we don't have that much available compared to other people. Like, I went up against two last night. I was flexing Chijeri on, and I was going up against two Vertices and Seafees, and normally I wouldn't go up against them, but I was actually beating them because people were scaring out. And another thing that I would like to point out as well for tag team is I've never really dropped down to the red for my defenses, but I don't actually win a lot of my defenses. What I
People are
see
just
a lot
avoiding.
what I see a lot of my defense is people just avoid me. Same people attacking me week in and week out. And also they win 2-1 a lot. I lose 2-1 a lot. And like when you are winning one round of the 3, then you're doing amazing. For me, that's in Gold 4.
Yeah, it's
That's
hard.
the only rule in Gold 4. That wouldn't be the same for 3, 2, and 1. If you're in Gold 4 and you're doing that, then you're doing amazingly well. You really
Okay.
are, especially if you're staying up every week. If you're staying up every week, you do amazing. And that's from the average whale, not from the Kraken, you know?
Yeah.
So what my account is 10 mil play power. It's the same size as yours, really. And I'm holding my ground. And there's players underneath me that are actually doing better, all the same, which is like all Fatistic and stuff like that, which other streamers.
way behind. I'm behind you there, but I'm also sure I'm quite behind you with my sad Great Hall.
Yeah, so my Great Hall is actually all gold now.
Yeah.
So I'm
I'm
just
not caught
missing
up on
level
getting it
10s.
all gold. I'm caught up on getting certain things to 10. I'm being very non-OCD. Like some people, like, how can you not have this crit damage in the middle done? You're driving me crazy. But it's like, no, it's not about that. Think smart, not like I'm focusing who I'm trying to like this. I've been focusing my crit damage, and then I went to attack for magic because Trunda doesn't hurt, and also my seeker for trying to push my Ultra Nightmare Bat
And
Eater team to its max. So
you have a Draco as well, don't you?
no, I wish I had a Draco. I use
Oh, I
Fane.
thought you pulled a Draco.
No, I don't have a Draco.
Yeah, like I would get your accuracy up and everything. Like for me,
Yeah, that's the next things I
accuracy.
gotta. But I mean, accuracy on Trunda, I don't want that. That was like the last accuracy I was gonna work on.
Yeah, Trunda's the downfall of that one.
Yep.
So there were so many people running Trunda with Lady Kimmy, and I'm like, brains.
Oh, that's
please
hilarious. Cause she
use brains. Actually, the
So-
one thing I want to point out is I'm using Robot a lot with Lady Kimmy.
weird. Okay.
Yeah, because obviously you need the CC champion.
Mm-hmm.
So you imagine, right? I'm running Kaima. If I'm running Kaima with Lady Kimmy, the increased accuracy puts it up. I don't have a defense down because I'm using Robar. He just wipes them out. Unless, like, it's the first time I put him in Savage, and he was like my third legendary on my account. He's always been in Relentless. The minute they did the buff, straight in Savage. I actually I'm using Robar a little bit less than Trunda at the moment. He's crazy right now. Like, and I
that's
got
good to
tap boots on mine as well, so it's a pretty good build. And yeah, looking forward to it. Doing more with him.
Nice. All right, I guess should I wrap up there? I think it kind of covers a lot of good conversation that I'm sure will be educational for people also trying to push and help me out in the process. I'll get with you on masteries and some other stuff question wise.
Yeah,
that's the other tricky thing is
masteries are very situational in your teams.
Yeah.
You can copy people and copy guides, like how Hades has a great lot.
Or like I mentioned to you, even just Wantum S and Deadwood Jedi, that was like good conversation talking about Platinum Arena. So like stuff related to Platinum is where you want to be looking if you're looking to stay in Gold 4.
I've actually, like recently as well, I've been helping a lot of players get into Plat, and I'm working on my own Plat, and my Platinum Arena is improving. I had a bit of a wobble this weekend because I was a bit lucky on attack that I went into, but yeah, like Platinum Arena, done best. Personal best is 115 now.
Okay.
So nice. If I had another 30 seconds, I would have been in top 100 last week. So bit disappointed, but yeah, new personal best. What can I do?
Nice. All right, guys. So I'm gonna have all of his links in the description below. So if you guys need some account help, make sure you go check out his links. This will be part 2 of the video. So if you are watching, if you watched this and you started at a weird spot, go back and watch part 1. But, thanks for joining me, Grim. I really appreciate you.